It's lovely to see you here today, and we're going to start off with our first wonderful speaker, Norrie, who's a long-time activist. And Norrie, would you like to say some few words?
Okay. So I'll hold it straight. The first time I read from my laptop, sorry. Printer wasn't working. Anyway, a lot of you here will know the history of marriage inequality in Australia, but I just want to run through it so we get it straight. Marriage inequality was first put into Australian law in 2004, August the 13th, a very unlucky Black Friday indeed. Thanks to John Howard and his Liberal Party, this was brought in, including his senior minister, Tony Abbott. And it also happened thanks to the Labor politicians who either directly supported it or who willfully absented themselves from Parliament in order to kowtow to party discipline rather than stand up and be counted for equality for all their constituents. Remember that when you're voting, if you're tempted to vote for Coles or Woolworths again. The proposed New South Wales state government legislation is an attempt to lessen the pain caused by the federal exclusion, to at least allow same-sex couples to marry under state law if they can't under federal law. There was some speculation that the state legislation excluded trans people, but that's simply not so. There may have been some confusion about opposite sex or trans-sex marriage and same-sex or cis-sex marriage, but this was just a misunderstanding of the delineation necessary for state legislation not to tread on federal legislation. Trans people can marry, and in their transition sex status, as established in Australian law a few years ago in the full High Court judgment known as Norrie Kevin. But it gets tricky. It's still a pitfall if we just have marriage made as either same-sex or opposite sex, because unless we simply have marriage equality, some people change sex, and not just transsexuals, but people with intersex conditions. And what about people of indeterminate sex? Or those simply not specifically male or female, as I'm fighting in the High Court to have that right recognised. Thank you. The law must be for all people, not just heterosexuals, not just those who are exclusively and unquestionably male or female, but for all of us. Currently, married trans people have to get divorced if they want to change their legal identity of sex. Marriage inequality is not a family value. It breaks up families. Perpetuating inequality in marriage rights is perpetuating inequality in society generally, fostering homophobia, transphobia, and hatred of difference. The same social attitudes that 30 years ago ended in death for many gay men beaten to death by police and other homophobes, including the 1985 murder of my lover Michael Stevens by 4 strangers who targeted him just for being gay. This hatred is not ancient history. This underlying social rejection of sexual diversity, manifesting as homophobia or transphobia, led to a young transgendered Perth activist, Amber Maxwell, 20 years old, to a tragic death by suicide only last week, as we just heard. Society must send the message to all young people that they are deserving of respect and fair and equal treatment, with discrimination based on sexuality, sexual identity, eye colour, or any other unfair ground for discrimination outlawed and not supported. Why on earth is Chelsea Manning, the hero previously known as Bradley Manning, given such a hard time for announcing her gender transition, when she is a fucking hero? Sacrificing her freedom to expose US war crimes, including the notorious killing of accredited journalists as if they were just fictional victims in a video game. Yet the right wing is demonising her for being transgendered and obsessing about whether she should be allowed to grow her hair long. We will never settle for less than total equality. We must never settle for less than total equality. Not just the quality of our lives depend on it, but our very lives depend on it. Gay, straight, black or white, marriage is a civil right. Gay, straight, black or white, marriage is a civil right. Gay, straight, black or white, marriage is a civil right. Gay, straight, black or white, marriage is a civil right. Gay, straight, black or white, marriage is a civil right. Gay, straight.
black or white, marriage is a civil right.